Broadcasting live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Here's your host, Andrew Romanella.
Okay? Like, just get the hell out of here. Nobody cares what you think if you're not a Mets fan.
What's going on, everybody? Hey, welcome into another edition of the Rome Show here on YouTube, Twitter, X, Instagram, and Facebook. I'm your host, Andrew Romanella. I got you for the next 20 or 25 minutes, and we have so much to dissect, including back-to-back home runs for the Toronto Bluejays to lead off game number 5 in LA and give them a 3-2 series lead heading back to Toronto. Here's a little bit of what it sounded like last night. Leadoff homer by Mr. Schneider to give the Jays a lead.
Game 5 is underway with a fly ball to deep left. Gone! The first pitch of the ball game.
First pitch.
And Davis Schneider has hit it out.
But that wasn't all, ladies and gentlemen, because the best player in this postseason then just stepped up.
He's making a ton of noise, and now Guerrero rips one to deep left, and it's gone.
Oh, yeah.
And 2 batters in, they are up 2-0.
Two batters in.
Oh my, what a start for the Blue Jays here tonight.
4 pitches.
Well, we told you the Blue Jays have responded very well when they're facing some of the best pitchers in baseball. And
that's exactly what the Los Angeles Dodgers have. Some of the best pitchers in baseball. And the Blue Jays, with a 6-1 victory last night, took it directly to the Dodgers and Blake Snell at home. Trey Savage becomes the first rookie pitcher in the history of Major League Baseball to have 2 separate outings in the postseason of 10 or more Ks. To put it into perspective for the people, Trey Savage started the 2025 season in single A baseball. Trey Savage had only 16 Ks during the regular season. Trey Savage has 17 Ks while pitching in the postseason. How about that for a quick little data drop for the people? Trey Savage and the Toronto Blue Jays now go home game 6 tomorrow night, and they have a chance to win their first World Series since 1993. Here's a crazy statistic for you, ladies and gentlemen. The Blue Jays, Major League Baseball started their season overseas in Japan. Or Tokyo series, maybe, I think it was. And now, because the Blue Jays are from Canada, newsflash, I know, crazy, right? For the first time ever, Major League Baseball season will have started and ended not on U.S. soil. Some just crazy, wild statistics there for you. Before we close shop on this and continue on with the Rome Show, just a friendly reminder, by the way, the Rome Show, you can find it on youtube.com/the Romanellas, the Rome Show 1 on Instagram and Twitter X, and the Rome Show on Facebook. David Schneider led off with that homer, probably the biggest homer of his career. Vladimir Guerrero followed up with a homer, one of the 8 he's hit this postseason. He's hitting .415. Bo Bichette 1 for 5. Kirk 1 for 4. A bunch of 1-fers here for the Toronto Blue Jays, but they scored runs over the course of 4 innings to win this game 6-1. So now you go back to Toronto, and we will see what happens if the Dodgers can extend this series, or if the Blue Jays can win a title. It'll be Yoshinobu Yamamoto versus Kevin Gaussman in that Game 6 matchup on Friday evening. That's your World Series update here on the Rome Show. You got any thoughts, feelings, vibes, predictions for what's going on in Major League Baseball and in the World Series? You can comment live on youtube.com/the Romanellas, Twitter X, Instagram, the Rome Show, then the number 1. All of the places, super easy to find us. We got a good show the rest of the way here for the people. We got the Rome Show top 5 National Football League teams, which we got to go through. Be giving you our top 5 teams in the National Football League every single week. This is our week 9 list. We got some news and notes from around the 4 major sports leagues we got to get through. And then, of course, it's a Thursday. So that's Thursday night football. My Miami Dolphins against the wounded, maybe not as wounded anymore, Baltimore Ravens. 2 under 500 teams. The Ravens are 2-5, and the Dolphins are 2-6, battling it out tonight on Thursday night football for what feels like needs to be a gigantic victory for both sides. Just want to give you one thought here on the World Series. You know, I was thinking about this last night, and my pops and I were talking about it, and Rocky and I talked about it on the show Tuesday, the Rome Show podcast. You ever get your podcast? If you want to go listen to that episode. And I think what's beautiful about what you're watching right now between both teams, okay, because both teams have a really high payroll. The Dodgers, the highest in Major League Baseball. I believe the Toronto Blue Jays, like the 5th or something, highest in Major League Baseball. Both of these organizations, both of these franchises have done a phenomenal job of setting up a team-based environment. Like, you have no idea how much money each dude's making on each team. You have no idea whose wallet is thicker than who. The reason why these two teams are so much fun to watch, the reason why this World Series has been so much fun to watch, I'd argue the reason why baseball is becoming more and more and more fun is because the players, they're about each other. They're about the team. They're about having fun. They're about the game and one of the best ways the game should be played. And the Blue Jays and the Dodgers are a great example of money does not buy you a championship. Money can set your roster up with a bunch of really good talent that on paper should win a championship. Okay? But just because you put the dollar figures down for certain players does not mean it's going to result in you holding a World Series championship, or even better yet, being good. As we've learned with the New York Metropolitans, as we've learned with the Yankees over the last 20 years, there's still that magic that has to exist in the building. There's still that love for each other that's got to exist on each team that allows a team to reach its true potential and become the true version of themselves, that allows their talent to be their talent, that allows what you saw on paper be what you saw on television. I think that's the most fun. I want this World Series to go 7 games. Do I want the Blue Jays to win it? Absolutely. But do I want it to end in 6 games? No. I want more of this baseball because it has been a lot of fun. Hope you want more of the Rome Show. You can get it if you stick with us here past the commercial break. We'll go top stories, Thursday night football, and the Rome Show top 5. So much still to do here on the Rome Show. Back after this quick commercial break.
What is one thing every great leader has in common? They challenge their people to not stop at the first right answer. Tighten the Lug Nuts is a leadership book that will teach you how to move past the first right answer with entertaining and detailed examples founded in real-world concepts and experiences. Accelerate towards your professional goals with Tighten the Lug Nuts, one of the best leadership books available.
Yeah. The Rome Show, we're back. Be sure to pick up yourself a copy of Tighten the Lug Nuts Elite Leadership book. You can get the Leadership Library podcast wherever you listen to podcasts. While you're out there listening to the Rome Show podcast, head on over to the Leadership Library podcast. Tell them the Rome Show sent you. Who knows? Maybe he'll give you a discount. I have no idea. Good book, though. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. We're going to the Rome Show top 5 in the National Football League. We want to give you some insight on who we believe the best teams are headed into week 9. All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We start backwards here on this show, which means I legitimately that means nothing. Here we go. Number 5. We are going to go with the Denver Broncos. Now, this was a difficult one for me. I'm not going to lie to anyone. I have the Green Bay Packers written down here, and I have the Denver Broncos. The reason why I believe a little bit more in the Broncos than I do the Packers is because I feel like the Broncos are who we've thought they've been this entire time. Yeah, they've won some tight games. Yeah, there's been some spurts where you're like, man, is this team as good as I think they are? Is it a facade? But I think a lot of teams give you those question marks through the first half of the season. Whereas with Green Bay, I still feel like we're all searching for that first game of the year where it felt like they were utterly dominant on both sides of the ball. Okay? Denver, that offense is good. That defense is even better. And I do think they have a really good head coach. So as this thing matriculates, I think it's the Denver Broncos that are a better team long term. But hey, who the hell am I? By the way, that rushing attack for Denver, which no one's really even going to talk about, 3rd in the league at 137.8 points per game. So Denver Broncos, number 5 on your Rome Show top 5. 5th in the league also, by the way, in total yards given up. Numero 4. That would be the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm having a really hard time dropping the Eagles from my tops list. I think that, one, when you're the defending Super Bowl champions, until somebody really knocks you off your pedestal, it's kind of hard to say that you're not as good as you were, right? That's just my opinion on it. The Eagles came out last week and they were firing the rock around, and they did what to the Giants what a good team should do. They beat them by double digits. And the more I think about this Eagles team, the more I think about the NBA. Why do I say that? Because I feel like there's an aura around this Eagles team where it's like, let's just get into the postseason. If we get into the postseason, we'll be really, really good. And so each week, there might be something that shows up that you don't like, or where's the run game right now, or how come the defense isn't as good? Do they have a cover corner? Whatever you want to question mark on the Eagles. At the end of the day, they find a way to win. They're still a top 3 team in the NFC, and they're still the defending Super Bowl champions. Until you can truly knock me off that path, I'm keeping the Eagles at number 4. 3. Oh, yeah. 3 goes to the team that lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl, and that is the Kansas City Chiefs. Man, they are playing such better football. This is in 8 going into 9 weeks of this National Football League season. Over the last 2 or 3 weeks, it has felt like you're trending towards the Kansas City Chiefs being the Kansas City Chiefs. So with that, I keep them where they were last week, and they stay number 3. Number 2. 2 and 1 should be pretty easy. I got Detroit as my number 2 team. I mean, they're just doing such a good job. They play so good on both sides of the football. They just signed Aiden Hutchinson to a 4-year, $180 million contract. That dude's got 6 sacks and 29 QB pressures. $141 million guaranteed. He is $1 million less than Micah Parsons as the most paid non-quarterback guaranteed in NFL history. And absolutely so. Dude's arguably the best player on the field every time he steps on the turf. They have an okay schedule remaining. It's not a gauntlet, though, which is what gives me a lot of belief in this Lions team being as good as they've been the last few years, if not finding a way to be the 1 seed again. Finally, your number 1 team this week's top 5. Number 1.
Uno.
I feel like you saw this coming. It's the Indianapolis Colts. How could it not be the Indianapolis Colts? They are 7-1. They are winners of 6 straight. They have a quarterback playing the best football he's ever played in his entire life. They have a running game that is unbelievably good. Like, I think you're going to look back on this season with the Colts, and you're going to be like, did we see 2 Saquon Barkley situations happening in a row? Because it really feels that way. Like he's about to go out there and break what Saquon Barkley did last year. So far for Jonathan Taylor, he's got 850 rushing yards through 8 games, 12 touchdowns, 12 to go along with the fact that he's got another 2 receiving touchdowns and 206 total yards. So Jonathan Taylor is already over 1,000 yards from scrimmage. We haven't even reached the halfway point of the season, just to go along with the fact that Daniel Jones has already thrown for 2,000 yards, 13 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions, passer rating of 109.5. Those are your Andrew Romanella top 5 in the National Football League. Chime in, youtube.com/the Romanellas, the Rome Show 1, Instagram, Facebook, X, TikTok, whatever the case is. Give us your thoughts. Give us your final 5. Quick commercial break. We come back to finish the show with hot stories around the leagues and Thursday night football breakdown. Andrew Romanella back after this.
It's the Rome Show!
Yeah, the Rome Show. Broadcasting live on youtube.com/the Romanellas. Twitter, X, and Instagram, the Rome Show 1. The Rome Show on Facebook. That's the OG social media site. Got a few more minutes here left in the show. Got a few top stories for you here that we want to get to, including the Minnesota Twins having a new manager. That new manager maybe doesn't look new to you, especially if you were a Pirates fan. Derek Shelton has been hired as the newest manager of the Minnesota Twins. Shelton was the longtime Pirates manager, and unfortunately was fired at the end of or beginning of this season. I can't remember which one, but he will get another shot behind the bench as the manager of the Minnesota Twins. The National Basketball Association has tipped off, and we have some teams that are playing some good basketball. First and foremost, the defending NBA champion Oklahoma City Thunder have only come out and started right where they left off last season. They are 5-0, averaging 118.2 points per game. But the more impressive statistic there is they are second or third in the league in points per game given up. They're that good defensively. The Chicago Bulls out of nowhere with a 4-0 start. The only thing that scares me about the Bulls here is that they are doing it very much a lot at home. Only 1 game on the road so far. So let's see what happens as that schedule gets a little bit deeper. The 76ers, another East counterpart, they're also 4-0 thanks to Tyrese Maxey, who has been absolutely awesome. And then obviously VJ Edgecombe, the rookie that they drafted last year. He's been playing some good basketball. And then the San Antonio Spurs with Wemby at 4-0. The Spurs are the best team defensively in the league right now, only giving up 104.5 points per game. The next closest team was the aforementioned Thunder or the New York Knickerbockers at roughly 110 per game. A lot going on in the NBA. Don't forget, it's going on. All right, don't neglect it. It should be a good year. In the National Hockey League, we had a big signing. We talked about Agent Hudson in the NFL. Well, the Utah Willie Mammoths, as Rocky called them, signed Logan Cooley to an 8-year, $80 million contract. Logan Cooley has been playing some really good hockey for the Willie Mammoths. Besides the fact that Logan Cooley's been playing good, the Willie Mammoths move to Utah, clearly the difference maker. We've mentioned it on the show before, what good ownership will do for a team. Well, I'll tell you what, you forget that the Utah Mammoths were the Arizona Coyotes for like the longest time. Now you have a team that has an 8-3 record. They're sitting atop the Central Division, and they look like they could be one of the best teams. By the way, Logan Cooley, 8 goals, 4 assists, 12 points so far this season in his career, which is only 12 games. And those are your stories from around the league. Let's finish with our Thursday night football preview. We got a little bit of a graphic here for you people. Want to give you the key matchups. Want to get you prepared. Lamar Jackson will be back tonight for the Baltimore Ravens, who are favored in this game by 7.5 points. The over-under is 50.5. My biggest concern for this Miami Dolphins team is stopping the run. Derrick Henry has 510 yards and 6 touchdowns on the ground throughout this entire season. The Miami Dolphins run defense has been the worst attribute of their team. So can they slow down Lamar and Derrick Henry? Speaking of Lamar, this is the first hamstring injury of Lamar Jackson's career. And do not underestimate how hard it is to come back from this injury or how much this injury lingers over the course of time. The Ravens are averaging nearly 25 points per game on offense, and that's good for 13th in the league. So my question is, do you see a team that looks like they're top 10 in offense with Lamar Jackson tonight? Or do you see a team that stays similar middle of the pack? Because it's not like this team was unbelievable prior to Lamar Jackson getting hurt. Finally, Tua Tagovailoa's got to keep the football in the Dolphins' hands. He's leading the league right now, or tied for the lead league in interceptions at 10 with a one and an only Geno Smith, but he's 9th in completion percentage. So though it's not an insane amount of long balls, he has the accuracy. He's good enough. He just has to stop with the stupid turnover that kills this team. On your screen, you got a bunch of prop bets here. If you look at the right side, the over-under for Lamar Jackson rushing 78.5. And for A-Chain, if that number is correct, according to AI, at 64.5, I will definitely take that. The matchup predictor has the Ravens winning this game 27-25. So that leads me to my final thought, which is, if I am putting bananas down on this contest, I am putting them down on the Dolphins plus 7.5 and the over-under on the points at 50.5. Thanks for tuning into the Rome Show here on a Thursday. You have a fantastic day, maybe electric, if I may. We're back for Friday with a lot of stuff to do. Until then, I'm Andrew Romanella saying peace.
Thank you for listening.